our village, every girl has to do a bone swap by 21, or their body just rots. My sister kept pushing me to bring my boyfriend home for her swap. I didn't want to. Then one day, my boyfriend stumbled across my sister's dance video. He was literally drooling when he asked if she was single. I said no. He immediately offered to come home with me for summer break. I just sighed. Then I turned and texted my sister, "Sis, I found your guy." My sister was less than 2 weeks from her 21st birthday and still hadn't found anyone for the swap. My dad and I had been searching, but being in college, it's hard to run into someone who actually deserves to die. 3 days earlier, my sister and I had a huge blowout over whether to hand Wu Fan over to her. All because Wu Fan tricked me with cheap knockoff perfume, passing it off as some high-end 3,000 yuan counter brand. My sister told me to bring him home and take his bones. I said no. College guys are broke. Being cheap isn't a capital offense. Wu Fan didn't deserve to die. Our family has one rule: you don't touch the innocent. Plus, it was my first relationship. I had feelings for him. Finally, my sister made me an offer. "I'm not gonna force you. Let's make a bet. If he bites, he bites." I heard her out and took the deal. That week, I was buried in finals, completely stressed out. But Wu Fan had other things on his mind and talked me into spending the night out. Afterward, I was lying in bed scrolling my phone. Per our bet, I shared my sister's dance video with the caption, "My sis is gorgeous." Wu Fan was smoking and scrolling nearby. I heard him open the video. He replayed it 5 times, then turned the screen toward me with this look of pure disbelief. "That's your sister?" I said yes. He swallowed hard. A flash of disappointment crossed my eyes. Regretting it now, she's prettier than me, better body too. And we've always had the same taste. If she'd met you first, she might be the one lying here right now. Wu Fan's throat went dry. His eyes darted all over the place. I leaned in and whispered in his ear. "And she's way more flexible than me. I'm already pretty flexible." Wu Fan never stopped raving about it. Every time he held me, he'd go wild. But compared to my sister, I was nothing. In the video, her fitted dress showed off every curve, and the way she moved, that fluid serpentine waist, was something else. "Stop it." Wu Fan pushed me away and pulled the blanket over his lower half. When we went to sleep, he held me from behind and casually asked if my sister had a boyfriend. Ever since her breakup last year, she barely leaves the house. Still healing, I guess. The second I said it, I felt his heartbeat speed up. "Nana, I've always wanted to check out your hometown. You know, the whole countryside vibe. What do you say I come home with you this summer?" His voice was warm against my ear. My heart was going cold. "Sure." I said it like I meant it. Once he fell asleep, I pulled out my phone and texted my sister. "A bet's a bet. Tell Mom and Dad, I found your guy." A week later, finals were done, school was out, and Wu Fan and I got on the bus back to my village. The driver dropped us off at the village entrance. We walked the rest of the way in. The whole way through, the villagers spotted Wu Fan behind me and exchanged knowing smiles. They sized him up head to toe. A few couldn't help but comment. "Good height on him. Nice proportions too. He's one lucky girl." I shot them a look to shut it. When they said good height, they meant it literally. The swap means fitting one person's bones into another person's body. Too big a height difference, and the flesh gets stretched during bonding. 3 straight days of pure agony. Wu Fan's 5'8", my sister's 5'5", is a 7-centimeter gap, plenty of give, no pain. Just then, Wu Fan leaned in and whispered, "Who's Yi Yi?" My heart sank. I quickly told him that was my sister's name. The old man must have mixed me up with her. He didn't seem suspicious, but I was fuming inside at those loose-lipped villagers. I'd have to get my dad to file a complaint with the village chief later. Then Wu Fan spoke up out of nowhere. "Nana, your village is kind of weird, isn't it?" My stomach dropped. I asked him what he meant. He said the way people kept looking at him felt off. And that family we passed, 3 of them at the door, they looked related, but something just didn't add up. "That was Li Xiang's family," I said, frowning. "How so?" "They look alike, sure, but that daughter had to be like 5'7". The dad looked barely 5'3", and the mom was even shorter." My stomach turned. He was dead on. Li Xiang used to be 5'1" and couldn't find a match, until the last day, when they pulled a stranger killed in a car crash off a nearby road, but he was 5'7". The night of the swap, Li Xiang screamed so loud half the village could hear her. My mind was racing. I put on a troubled look and spoke up. "Actually, that's not her dad, that's her second uncle. Her real dad was tall but passed away young. Her uncle never married, looked after the 2 of them, and kind of became the man of the house." "Oh, that makes sense." Wu Fan looked totally hooked on the drama. We finally made it home. My dad wasn't back yet, just my sister and mom. My mom greeted Wu Fan at the door and my sister came out to say hi. She had on a loose tee and shorts showing off her long, toned legs. Wu Fan couldn't look away. My mom told us to hang out and headed to the kitchen to start dinner. Wu Fan zeroed in on my sister, totally ignoring me, chatting her up nonstop. She played along, laughing at his jokes like he was the funniest guy alive. He found a rope and started doing magic tricks for her, using every move as an excuse to touch her. My sister didn't mind at all. She leaned in closer and let him get an eyeful. I knew exactly what she was doing. In our village, once you bring someone home for the swap, you have to file a formal charge against them with the village chief the next day. To keep innocent people from getting killed, the chief and a review panel strictly screen every request. Even the special serum needed for the swap is locked up by the village. But most serious criminals are already behind bars, out of our reach, so the bar gets set higher for crimes against women and children. My sister was luring Wu Fan into crossing that line, one step at a time. To live the rest of her life whole, a little skin was nothing,